Rising, kings and queens, Grand Rising. Spiritual gangster back in the building with another video. Pray that everyone having a, great Grand Rising. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow if you haven't already. I'm going to title this video, Who Are Your Ancestors? This is extremely important because, your ancestors had ancient knowledge, wisdom, understanding that we don't have today. And I think it will be, beneficial to know how they lived and done things, in the earlier times. These are we talking about the kings or queens time frame, and us building pyramids time frame, and even before then, I think it'll be very, very beneficial that we pick up on their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I always try to channel their energy in my prayers, and ask the Most High to my ancestors have ascended, and ask the Most High can they assist me on my journey with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that they had, today, because we have been stripped from a lot of knowledge, wisdom that we have no access to. And I try to channel their energy all the time. So I think it's very beneficial that we know the history of our bloodline and of the history of humanity, period. You know what I'm saying? That way, maybe things can go back to normal from the beginning. So, I'm gonna just start here stating facts. We'll get a little deep. So, hey, if I say something that you don't agree with or rub you the wrong way, you can always unsubscribe, unfriend, unfollow. You know what I'm saying? So, or you can debate in the comment section. We can have a civilized conversation, like human, grown people, and, have a civilized debate about some of the things that I'm about to mention. So, let's get started. I ain't gonna try to be too long. So, first, let's just start by saying the oldest human skeleton is about, they said that they found it was about 3.67 million years old. The oldest human fossil, right? Human skeleton, right? So I want to point out that, it's 2021, but the world is not 2,000 years old. We know that. I hope you guys know that already, right? So this earth has been here for millions and millions of years, point blank, period. So, we had humans, like I say, on this earth for millions of years ago. And, we have no clue how they lived, how they done things, and I think it's very important that we get back to that. Let's start by with another fact that religion did not begin until 50,000 years ago. 50,000 years ago, right? So, people was on this earth millions of years ago living without religion. You see what I'm saying? Religion didn't start to 50,000 years ago, and I'm speaking facts that I looked up. You can go behind and check on your own. But it says that religion started 50,000 years ago. So that means millions and millions of years people was walking around, our ancestors were walking around without religion, living their best life. You see what I'm saying? So, and it seemed like it was a way more peaceful time. Back then, even from the Kemet, Egyptian times where we was kings and queens, now it seemed like we trying to climb back up the ladder. So, it's just something to think about, how our ancestors was before colonization, and, things changed. Christianity being about 2,000 years old. Muslim was about 610 CE, which is, the common era now, which so that's about 1,400 years old. The oldest religion they say is Hinduism, which was about 2,600 BC. So that's about 4,000 years ago. And you got, Buddhism, which is about, I think that's about 2,600 years old. And I'm just naming the common religions, the biggest ones, it's over 4,000. But I'm just naming them. So we talking about thousands of years compared to millions. So to be honest, facts state that really religion is new to the planet versus millions of years ago. You see what I'm saying? And I hope y'all catching my drift. You know what I'm saying? So people was living on this planet millions of years without the teachings of Jesus, without the teachings of Muhammad, without the teachings of Buddha, and whatever other religion out of the 4,000. People was living here peacefully and still was being blessed. So, there's just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? And let me just give you guys some straight facts about how some of our ancestors live. And like I say, your ancestors can be, your great-grandparents, your grandparents, great-great-great-great-grandparents, which they probably was religious, but, I still pay homage to all my ancestors because I know I can learn something from each and every one of them, whether they were religious or not. But I'm just giving y'all the facts about, the beginning of humanity and how things was before our ancient ancestors. Your bloodline goes way back into the beginning of humanity. So I'm just giving you guys some facts about your ancestors that may have been, in America, the native people before the Europeans and the colonization. And I'm gonna read this piece of article to you. Show you guys. Got my handy dandy laptop right here. But I'm gonna give y'all this free game. It says American Indian culture emphasizes harmony with nature, endurance of suffering, respect, and non-interference towards others. A strong belief that man is inherently good and should be respected for his decisions. Says nothing about religion. There was harmony with nature, which is the stars, the moon, the sun, the trees, animals, plants, nature, which is all spirituality for me. We into all it. So it just lines up with spirituality to me, the way that they was living. And let's go even further back. I found another article, piece of information. Let's go even further back past the native people here. Let's talk about the people in Egypt, the history of our ancestors there. It says, I typed in ancient Egypt spiritual practices. It says religious behavior. I want y'all to pay attention to detail. Religious behavior doesn't mean it is religion. Religious behavior, I believe, is spirituality in our religion somewhere, but it said religious behavior, so it's not stating that it's a religion. It's just certain things that religion do, spiritual people do too, but we don't do everything that religion do. But it says religious behavior encompass contact with the dead, practices such as divination and oracles and magic, which mostly exploited divine instruments and associations. There were two essential focuses: the king and the gods. Both are among the most characteristic features of Egyptian civilization. So, it states nothing about them being, your ancestors, even from the pyramid times. to the people that was the native to this land, when none of these people, religious people, these are your ancestors, man, and these are facts. Don't shoot the messenger. Shoot who wrote this and put this information out. So these are straight facts, you know. They, you know, contact with the dead, your ancestors. They have ascended. So it's always, you know, good to try to put your ancestors and ask your ancestors for help during your prayers and meditations, because they will come to help you, you know. I do it all the time. I receive the knowledge I have now due to, you know, praying to the Most High and my ancestors. So, and asking the Most High for permission for them to aid me on my spiritual journey. So these are straight, you know, facts that I'm giving you guys. And so I just want you guys to try to be in tune and understand it the way your ancestors lived before. Like I say now, like I say, we come from being kings, queens, gods to, you know, like I say, we trying to climb up, back up the ladder right now. So I just want to give you guys that message and to let you guys know who your ancestors truly is and truly are. And like I say, if you guys don't like this message, hey, you can always unfriend, unsubscribe, and or like I say, I would love to hear you guys input and you know, comments and see where we can, you know, build on this and, you know, learn from one another. But I'm just give y'all that quick message. I pray that everyone have a blessed day. I'm sending love and light everybody way. All praises to the Most High.